Okay, so the measurement I'm going to work with today, I have shoulder 11, chest circumference 25, waist circumference 24, hip circumference 28, and then the length of the gown is 27. Okay, for this style you don't need the waist circumference. Basically you need the chest measurement and then the length of the gown with the shoulder measurement. Okay, fold the fabric into two like this, then you fold it again. Like I said, there will be no zipper at the back, so you need all of them to be on a folded edge. So it's folded into four such that we have here on fold. Okay, this place is on fold. So the total gown length is 27. So you need to determine the length that you want for the pleat. Let's say I want the length of the pleat to be 8.5. Yes, this distance is good. 8.5. So I will remove that 8.5 from the total gown length. Total gown length is 27 minus 8.5. That will be 18.5, meaning we want 18.5 here. Okay, 18.5. You had your allowance. Then you extend the line. At any point, if there's anything that is not clear to you, feel free to ask me. So from here to here, we have 18.5. I added half inch for the sewing to the down part. Okay, so altogether here now is 19. So here around the shoulder, you're going to put the shoulder measurement divided by 2. The shoulder is 11 divided by 2. That will be 5.5. You put 5.5. You measure that same 5.5. Measure it downward. That's going to be the chest line. Five and a half. So can you see? So here I'm going to measure 2.75, then 0.5. You connect it this way. Add your half-inch allowance to the line again. The same thing you use for the shoulder, that's the same thing you use for armhole for children. That one is just basic. Even if you don't know their waistline, for example, that same 5.5 that we use for the shoulder, from the chest, still measure it downward. That's going to be the position for the waistline. Children clothes is just simple. All right, so this is what we have now. So on the chest line, you're going to put the chest measurements divided by 4. The chest is 25. 25 divided by 4, that will be 6.75. 6.75, no, 6.25. 6.25. Then you had ease of half inch. This is very important. Put the ease, then put the allowance. I'm using 1.5 for the allowance. Okay. Okay, so at the hemline, let's put the hip divided by 4. What's the hip? 28.5. 28.5 divided by 4. That will be 7.1 something. So you put the 7 point whatever there. Then because it's A shape, we are adding extra 2 to the hemline. 2 inches, then you put your seam allowance. Okay, hope it's clear. At the hemline, I put the hip circumference divided by 4. Then I added extra 2 for the A-shape effect, then the seam allowance. So from here, you just connect. You see that we don't need waist measurements. You finish the armhole. For the neck width, let's do 2.75, exactly what we already have here. Then the neck depth for the back, I'm going to make it to be 1.5. Then for the front, we are going to do 3.5. The name of the fabric is crepe. Can you see? Simple. So we are going to cut this out. If you have question, please ask now before I cut it out. Hmm? So remove the inner one. That's going to be the back. So you cut the front neckline. So this is the front. Front is ready. You keep it aside. Then for the back, you need to slit the center back a bit. Let me slice it by 2.75 so that we can put a button loop. So can you see it? So we'll have button loop there. Cut facing for that slit. So I just traced the neckline. Then the length is exactly 6 inches. Four inches. If you like, you can use bias to pipe it. So let's just put facing. The down part first. Like I said, the length is going to be 8.5, 8.5. Then you had your seam allowance of ½ inch, that will be 9. So the length is going to be 9. So the hemline is on fold, okay? So when it's folded into two like this, the length is 9. And then the width, you can measure the circumference of the hemline here and multiply it. So when you're done joining the side, measure the circumference of the hemline and multiply it by 2.5 or by 3, depending on what you want. Okay, but don't do less than 2.5 so that it's full. But I just use the total width here, which is like, let me measure it for you guys. So here I have 84, exactly 84. Okay, the length on fold is 9, the width is 84. It's into 4 to cut the sleeve. So I'm going to measure 3.5. This is 3.5 to give us that puff effect. Then from there you measure down the length of the sleeve, which is 5.5. Then the allowance 2 inches. So now for the cap height, since it's having puff sleeve, I'm going to make it to be 6 inches. From the beginning to here is 6 inches. You measure the armhole, which is 5.5, ease of ½ inch, seam allowance with extra 1. So you get the armhole cuff. This 3 is just because it's puff sleeve, so that it's going to be above the shoulder when you pleat it. Then you put the round sleeve. The round sleeve is 8.5 divided by 2. That'll be 4.25. So the round sleeve is 4.25 is allowance. So this is the sleeve. You're going to hem the down part by just folding it like this. All right, and that's the way I done cutting. Use this to create the loop at the back. I don't even know where the loop turner is, so let's just bend it. Stitch. So you place the facing on top of it, right side to right side. So notch, flip to the good side and iron. This is the back. Place it on top of it like this. When you get to the corner, before you sew downwards like so, you're going to insert this loop. Going to notch the center of the V to where your seam is, but don't cut your seam, okay? Notch the neckline. Turn it to the good side. And you put button here. And you tack the button. Want to see? While we are waiting, so this is the down part. I will just marry them out together so that they remain in place. So I'm going to weave it. So mash the front and back together and then turn the shoulder. See it like this. Just use the facing to wrap it round and then you stitch. So can you see it? So the next thing is to fix the sleeve. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So I want the pleats to start at 1.5 from the center. I'll mark it. 1.5 to the left and then 1.5 to the right. You see. So we are going to close the side with 1.5. I added 1.5 for the seam allowance, so we are closing it with 1.5. Adults can sew this tie too. It's very nice. So I'll weave the side before I will now create the pleat at the hemline. So here I have exactly 35.2. So I'll create pleats to that. I'll create this thing to that size. So let me iron it. Okay, so I'm done creating the pleat. I'm going to close the side and I'm going to fix it to the hemline of the gown we are making. 1% because we still need to put button. Did you look for the button? Please help me with the button. Let me tack it. Bring down. Okay, so for the bow, I cut out a strip of fabric. The width is 7 inches, and then the length here is 30 inches by 7 inches. Then there's this other one. The width is 6.5 inches, and then the length is 25 inches. So fold it into two like this, and you're going to stitch around it. When I get to the center, I'll leave little opening that I'll use and turn it to the good side later. just use this trim to decorate it. I want to say a very big thank you to my channel supporter. Thank you so much for supporting these channels. I love you. Mwah. God bless you. Stay sweet. And if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please, I beg you, kindly subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I put up a new tutorial. I'll see you next time. I love you. Stay sweet.